The 49ers beat the Seahawks on Thanksgiving. Eagles win last night against Buffalo. And now the 49ers travel to Philly next Sunday.
Favorites.
For the game that we were talking about before the year started.
Well, let me just go from there because everything that we talked about before the year started, to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, was home field advantage. We assumed the Niners, this machine was going to get to the playoffs. Okay, they're doing that. But Steiny, they're 2 back. You saw that weather 2 weeks in a row in Philly. I'm just saying if the Niners have any chance of getting home field in the number 1 seed, you got to win this Sunday. It's a must.
The game is bigger for the San Francisco 49ers than the Philadelphia Eagles.
Wow.
I think that's pretty apparent. The Eagles can lose this game and still have a game in hand over the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, the other thing that the 49ers may have going for them is this gauntlet that Philly's playing right now. It's pretty unbelievable. They beat the Cowboys. They went to Kansas City and won.
Down
they beat
10.
the Bills last night. If they beat that, then they have the Niners and the Cowboys. They still have the Niners and the Cowboys. So while it is a bigger game for the Niners, if the 49ers can beat the Eagles in Philly, then they're just one game back with the tiebreakers. So obviously the Niners need it to stay hanging around in the race for the number 1 seed.
Let's just say this. If the Niners handle their business, that's 2 losses for Philly, and then Philly plays Dallas a week after. Let's just say Dallas was somehow to beat them at home. I mean, you got action, but what's bothering me about this game from a 49er standpoint, Steiny, I went on Twitter yesterday and I tweeted about Jalen Hurts. I had Philly -3 heavy, so I was mad at them. But they know how to come back when they're down. And all that we hear, if you look at the record, the Niners don't know how to do that. And I'm looking at you early this Monday morning like, and I texted Boss this last night, how much does that mean to you? Because I think Philly is playing with fire to where if you depend on that and you start off slow against better teams, a la the playoffs, maybe that luck is going to run out, or whatever you create after halftime is going to run out. But it's imperative that the Niners get off to a good start, because Philly down 10 against Kansas City, down 10 against Buffalo. I can sit here and tell you, Steiny, they shouldn't have won those games, but somehow they know how to do it. Do the Niners, if they get behind, have they remedied what ails them? And that's, we can't play from behind.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. It should be a great game, obviously. You know, I was wondering about this line. Why would the 49ers be favored?
Man.
I think the big reason is the 49ers have a longer break. That's got to be worth a couple points, right? The 49ers have not played since Thursday, and then the Eagles almost a short week.
But you're the number 1 seed with 1 loss. I'm not mad at what you're saying, but damn, Steiny, is that heavy to where you're a favorite on the road with 2 more losses than the said team, the Eagles?
What do you think? What are you saying? The Eagles should be favored?
No, I'm just saying it's a compliment to what. See, I feel like I'm coming in here going out on a limb saying, oh, the Niners are a machine. Because Steiny, you don't know this. I missed you for a week. They're back. Okay?
Oh, okay.
The Niners are back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
But good Lord,
let me know.
The world thinks they're back if they're going to be favored.
The other thing is, but this is where the schedule comes in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. The Vegas knows that there's no way the Eagles can win their next 2 games.
Okay, wow.
Just seriously right now. These are their last couple games. They won versus Miami, 8-3. Then they beat Washington. Then they beat the Cowboys.
Close
then
game.
They won who cares?
Yeah.
They won at Kansas City.
Close game.
They beat the Bills.
Close game.
Right. See, they play San Francisco and the Dallas Cowboys.
I don't get
you
why.
Can't go 5-0 on that stretch. That's ridiculous.
But you think that's what Vegas is thinking?
What else could they be thinking? What else could they be thinking?
Well, I guess if Seattle were going to Philly, where does it stop? It's because the Niners are a good team. You know what I mean? It's
right,
not just because they think they're going to lose.
It's got to have something to do with where the Eagles are in their schedule.
This is interesting.
It has to. The Eagles are coming off a game against the Bills that they probably thought was a tough Sunday night game.
Two games like that. Kansas City was a tough game on the road.
Well, no kidding. It's Kansas City. Like, if you would have told any Eagle fan right now they'd be 10-1, I think they're ecstatic. After, like, with the last 4 or 5 games they played, like, let's face it, the Eagles or the 49ers were hoping that the Eagles would have another loss.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
They thought they might be able to get beat by the Cowboys, Kansas City, or the Bills.
Yep.
And if the 49ers can somehow, or the Eagles can somehow beat the Niners on Sunday, wow. I mean, that would be an impressive, impressive
doubt. Now, they came into this season, Steiny, they represented the NFC in the Super Bowl. So I'm not mesmerized by the one loss. It's just how they're doing it. They're Houdini. And, I'm backing off. But I'm looking at you right now. Forget the close games. Do you think the Eagles are a better team than the Niners are?
I do, yes. But it doesn't matter. We talked about this last week. Who's the best team at football? Baltimore. The Eagles right now, the best team at football. Doesn't matter. Does not matter. They got to play next week against the 49ers, and no matter what, they'll still have the best record in the NFL. I know that. But Brock Purdy, another good ball game for Brock Purdy. You know what I was thinking about, Goo, with the 49ers? And I was kind of saying this last week with Evan, is like Brock Purdy's just throw him into all the quarterbacks.
So I'm the MVP candidate.
I'm looking at these quarterbacks that we all say can't get it. Look at the records of these quarterbacks in the playoffs. Lamar Jackson. What is he in the playoffs, do you think? Yeah, take a guess.
1-2.
1-3.
Okay.
Dak Prescott.
2-4.
Jalen Hurts.
3-1.
2-2. Josh Allen.
1-3.
4-4.
Damn.
Matthew Stafford.
Oh, he won Super Bowl.
4-3.
Okay.
Brock Purdy's 2-1. What I'm getting at is, other than Pat Mahomes, somebody's going to win the Super Bowl probably that nobody thought could win a Super Bowl. So it's going to be Hurts, Purdy, Prescott. Let's just say those three.
Yeah.
And then in the AFC, it'll be Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes.
Your boy Pickett.
Maybe Josh Allen.
Yeah.
So, to me, like, Brock Purdy's not at any disadvantage against these teams or these other quarterbacks when he goes up head-to-head against them.
No doubt. And the one loss, again, no excuses. The one loss Brock Purdy has is the one game that he didn't finish, that he got knocked out early. But I'm with you. And I'm not comparing Matthew Stafford when he was brought over to the Rams and won the Super Bowl. But at that juncture, Steiny, before he was brought over, people would have been like, him winning the Super Bowl, the boat's gone, the ship has sailed, he got it done. So I'm looking at you, point-blank range right now, just the state of the league. I would not be shocked if Brock Purdy had his hands and the 49ers had their hand on the Lombardi Trophy. That's just where I'm at.
Where were you when you left? I forget.
I was like, I need to see, Debo, and I overlooked Debo and Trent Williams, and that 3-game stretch is maybe that had a lot to do with the Niners, just the team as a whole, not just Brock, not looking their best. Now they're back, they're whole, they're healthy. They dominated Seattle. First time they've won 2 back-to-back games in Seattle in 2 consecutive seasons. So I feel like they're rolling, and they're having a party at the quarterback. 5 sacks Thursday night against Geno Smith and company. So, Steiny, I feel like they're better coached, and here I go. I just feel like they're better than the Eagles. That's just me. Now, we'll find out Sunday, and even if they lose, the season's not over. So this essentially would be the one game to lose to Philly, because if you see them again, then it's win or go home. But I can't wait, because I think this game is personal. They were talking, both teams all off season. This is a hell of a chance for the Niners to make a statement just to the league and the NFC. We could come in here and win.